Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream. We are back yet again. It is day 9 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We've been live every single day for basically all of the games, and we got 4 more on the docket today. It's the Buffalo Sabres and the Boston Bruins is the first one here up on the docket. I'm already seeing an error on my screen, so I need to fix this up super quick. I apologize. The graphic that says it's not game 2, it's game 4. So let me fix that here super quickly before we get into the game here tonight. How's everybody doing? Good to see you all here in the chat. And welcome back to another live commentary stream. I appreciate you all being here. What's up, Daniel? Daniel, thank you for the 5, brother. I appreciate that. I saw that before we got in here. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that, man. What's up, Jane? John's here. JP's here. Will the Bruins bounce back? You think so? I think so, too. This should be an interesting one tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing how Boston responds. To be completely honest with you, it should be interesting to see how they end up responding to this. And that loss on Thursday, right? They play on Thursday, I'm pretty sure. We'll see how they respond to that. Or was it Friday? Honestly, these days, they all merge together at this point. I don't even know what day it is. What's up, Marianne? How we doing? Welcome to the stream. I don't even know what day it is at this point. My door's still open, too. Like, man. I'm all thrown off today. What's up, Skivvies? How we doing? Sorry, guys. Updating the score bug. I know it says the wrong game. Just trying to fix that up here super duper quickly before we get into the commentary. So it's Buffalo. I could have sworn I put it in because I made a couple errors earlier today. Because I was multitasking watching a movie while I was doing the work for the graphics. So yeah, I know. I'm fixing it up, lads. Give me a second. Apparently I didn't update the graphic from the previous game, and apparently I didn't realize when I was setting up the commentary. So, whatever. All right. What is this? Boston versus Buffalo. Buffalo versus Boston. In my defense, we've been live every single day. I'm tired. That's my excuse. All right. All right, it should be fixed up here in just a second. All right. Is that good? Yes, it is. Okay, all right. We're all fixed up. We're good to go, folks. Had to fix that real quick. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the live commentary stream. Before we get in here, be sure to like the stream down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. Good to see you all here in the chat, returning for yet again another live commentary here today. And we're live for all 4. We're going to be live for all 4 commentaries today. Obviously, most of you know the drill. If the games do overlap, we'll obviously stay with the game that we were commentating till the very end. But yeah, it's going to be a fun day of hockey. And starting it off here with Boston and Buffalo, the Sabres have a chance to potentially put a stronghold on this series and take a 3-1 lead. Again, Bruins are looking to tie this one up. Boston did lead in that opening period for a bit, and then Buffalo came back. They tied it. They took the 3-1 lead. Alex Lyon played phenomenal. Good swap there by the Sabres to adjust. Lyon is starting game 4 here tonight as well. It's Lyon versus Swayman. So, obviously, it's been the same as it's been. But we will see. Alrighty, the national anthem has concluded here in Boston. We are ready to get started with Game 4 of this first round series between the Boston Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres. Starting goaltenders here on both sides. Jeremy Swayman in net for the Bruins, .931 save percentage in the previous game, while Alex Lyon had a .960 in his first game there. Again, obviously, you saw in game 2, UPL allows a couple of goals and was pulled. Lyon comes in. They start him for game 4, and now they start him for game 3, and now he's here in game 4. It is game 4 of this first round series here between the Boston Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres. Will the Sabres take a 3-1 series lead, or will the Bruins tie the series? We'll find out. Game 4 here from TD Garden, and we are underway. Face-off is won back then by the Sabres. They will regroup and now in their own zone. Samuelsson on the right side, chipped off the boards by Zucker into the Boston zone. Battling for it then, Jonathan Aspero on the right side, fighting with Kuznetsov. Aspero fighting with Quinn. Cleared back down low into the Boston zone. McAvoy off the boards then and through center. Lucas Reichel enters the lineup today here for the Bruins. Fires one on there. That one's blocked. Good chance there by Lucas Reichel. Here's McLeod into the zone, broken up then by the Bruins. Right at the line. Again, the Bruins made a couple of line adjustments. I believe they took Hagens out of the lineup. Now Reichel is in replacing him. I believe there was one more change as well. I'll have to go take a look at that. I didn't look before I get started here. Sabres will regroup now in their own zone. Samuelsson, pass to center. Tage Thompson will break the zone now and take it down the right side, battling for it in the corner alongside Lindholm. At the line then, shot on, save, rebounds in front. Puck's in the crease. And it's in the back of the net, but the referee's waving it dead for no goal. Good save there by Jeremy Swayman. The Sabres were pounding that puck on Swayman, but he fortunately makes the save. Don't think your Bruins have the legs to keep up. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the Sabres are handling them pretty well. Face-off coming up here now in the Boston zone. Sabres already with a good chance here again. If they win this game today, they will be able to take a stronghold on this series and potentially punch their ticket to round 2 on Tuesday. A little bit of a programming update. If the Sabres win this game, we will stream Game 5. Face-off won by the Sabres. Byram a shot, glove by Swayman, who makes the save at 18:52. So yeah, if the Sabres win this game tonight, we will stream Game 4 on Tuesday. If the Sabres lose, I think I'm going to stream Dallas and Minnesota. But if the Sabres win, I'll stream Game 5 as well as Anaheim and Edmonton Game 5 too. The Minnesota-Dallas series has performed really well, and there's a lot of people who have been messaging me telling me to stream Game 5. So I told them if the Sabres lose today and this series is tied up at 2 heading back to Buffalo, we will stream Game 5 of Dallas and Minnesota. Arvidsson on the right side, backhanding it to center, then played up ahead by McAvoy. McAvoy into the zone, getting it back is Casey Middlestat. Cross-ice pass up top then for Jonathan Aspero. Aspero then down low to Middlestat. Middlestat off the boards then for Arvidsson. Arvidsson will play it back and backhanded down low here into the Buffalo zone. Lyon played back over then for Logan Stanley. Chipped off the boards then. Josh Doan back to Stanley, who will play it through center. Sabres will gain the line. Noah Ostlund, who had an assist in Game 3. Shot on, saved by Swayman. And Jeremy Swayman already being tested here pretty fairly. Shots now 4-0 or 3-0, I believe, in favor of the Sabres. Speaking of no goals, Stars, yeah. Stars only have 3 goals, 5 on 5. It's been absolutely atrocious for Dallas in terms of their overall offensive numbers. They've been phenomenal on the power play, but besides that, they have not been able to convert on anything. Face-off coming up here now yet again in the Boston zone. The camera angle here in TD Garden is so high up, I can barely read the numbers. Crowley will take the draw now against Benson. In the Boston zone, about 2 minutes gone. Face-off won back by Boston. McAvoy will clear it to center. Logan Stanley now behind the net then will battle for that puck in the corner. Trying to get that one there is Kastelik. Doan thrown back up top. Broken up then by the Sabres, who will get it to center. Ostlund battling for it on the right side. Puck is cleared back now into the Boston zone. Stanley trying to get that one out to center. And back into the Bruins end now on the right side. Getting it back there is Tanner Jeannot. Tanner Jeannot's put up some offense here in this series. I believe he scored in Game 3, correct? On the right side, battling for that puck is Corrali alongside Malenstein. Sabres trying to get that one free. Cleared around then, behind the net, picked back up then on the right side by Harris. Harris up top, cross-ice pass then, Pastrnak. A shot, save there by Lyon. Bruins will grab this puck down low in the corner. Dahlin off the boards then to Lindholm. And a collision there at center between Lindholm and I believe that was Kozak is broken up. Yeah, the Bruins made a couple of lineup changes here. Jordan Harris is in the lineup making his playoff debut, and Lucas Reichel is also in the lineup. Here come the Sabres. Shut on there, saved by Swayman, and he'll cover that one up. Jordan, sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry for your loss. I know exactly how you feel. It's been a while since I've had to put down a pet, but we have had to put... I remember when I was like 10 years old, and we had to put down like my childhood dog. It was a pretty rough time. So, best of wishes to you. Hopefully, everything's okay with you, and hopefully you'll be able to maybe take your mind off it with the hockey going on today. What's up, Jersey Dolphins? How we doing? Face-off in the Bruins zone is shut on Swayman, and he will cover up yet again. Yeah, Sabres already off to a really good start here. They're hemming the Bruins in their own zone. They're moving the puck. They're getting the chances on. Again, Jeremy Swayman, like he was in games 3 and 4, or games 2 and 3, he'll have to be sharp. Face-off in the Boston zone is kind of a tie-up. Byram will get it back on the right side. Clear back down low then for McLeod. McLeod to Jason Zucker. Pass up top then to Dorov battling for it. At the point, Zucker a shot. And that one goes wide. Samuelson pass over. Is broken up. Sabres will get it back down low here now on their own end. Zucker up top. Power a shot. And that one's blocked. Bruins will get it back to center. 3-on-2. Pastrnak broken up then by Zucker. Zucker cross-ice pass then to Thompson. Thompson into the zone. McLeod pass in front. Broken up there. Zucker a shot. And that one is blocked as well. Bruins get it back now in their own zone. Morgan Geekie down low in the Boston end looking for options. Charlie McAvoy now regroups in his own end. McAvoy. You ain't fooling me, KFB. Cleared off the boards to center. Min battling for now with Thompson. Intercepted then by the Sabres. Tuck up top. Krebs a shot. He scores! Peyton Krebs opens up the scoring. And the Sabres lead 1-0 here in Game 4. Talk about a guy who has really worked under Buffalo's system. One nothing lead for the Bruins here now. Peyton Krebs really has been a huge X factor for this Sabres team this year. On that line with Thompson and Tuck, he's really converted well. In the regular season this year, he put up some great numbers. And he continues to do so here in the playoffs. Peyton Krebs, his second goal of the playoffs. He had a goal in Game 2. Put up career highs in goals, assists, and points this season. That's the first goal the Sabres have scored in the opening period of this series. Wow. Puck is dumped down low into the Boston zone. Swayman out of his net to play that puck. He'll try and throw it around the right side. Kept in there by Buffalo. Thompson down low in the corner trying to get that one free. Fighting with Aspero. Down low now with it is Pavel Zatka. Zatka battling for on the right side with Thompson. Middlestat here in the corner now for Boston. Krebs will battle for it here now on the right side. Trying to get that one free in the corner now. Tage Thompson gets it back. Thompson fighting with Pavel Zatka. Play ahead then for Arvidsson. About 5 minutes gone here in this opening period. It's a 1-0 lead for Buffalo. Peyton Krebs with the goal. Assist on that goal. And I'm not sure who they are. They're taking forever to load. Benson battling forward with Catholic. Whistle blown dead at 14:52. Shots are 8-1 in favor of Buffalo. Penalty coming up. And I'm not sure if it's too many men, really. So it's Krebs with his second goal of the year from Thompson and Tuck. Yeah, I mean, my answer to you, Taco, is like, how do you fix that? How do you Like, they just need to score 5-on-5. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, you have so many weapons on that team. How are you not scoring 5-on-5? It's just nuts. Sabres power play coming up here off of a Bruins too many men. And this is not really what Boston wanted to deal with here today. Already off into a really rough start. Sabres power play is 0 for 14 in this series. They have not scored a power play goal in a long time. Face-off coming up here now. Tage Thompson will take the draw against Corrali. One thing the Bruins have done a good job at is holding off that Sabres power play. Here's Rasmus Dahlin up top for the Sabres. They'll cycle this puck. Shot from Ostlund. Down low then for Zucker. Zucker, poke checked away. Good poke by Kastelik. Kept in though by the Sabres. Zucker battling on the right side then. In the corner trying to get that one free as Kastelik's holding back by Corrali, who will dump it off the boards and get it back to center. Dahlin in the Sabres zone. Rasmus Dahlin will drop it back then for Ostlund. Ostlund to Zucker. Played back up top. Nobody is there, and it'll get back to center. You can see what the struggles really are. 40 seconds gone in this power play. Dahlin drops it back then for Ostlund. Noah Ostlund will bring it in then. Zucker on the right side. Up top then Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin back to Zucker. Jason Zucker up top then for Dahlin. Dahlin looking for options here now at the point. Pass back over then to Ostlund. Ostlund up top then. Dahlin pass over. Thompson a drive. And that was the 9 in front. Bruins will clear it down the other way. Alex Lyon comes out of his own net. We'll give this one up then for the second unit who comes out now. It's Bowen Byram. Byram will drop it back. Moving it now through center with speed is McLeod. McLeod to Benson. He's knocked down by Janot. Bruins steal it back. They will dump it right down the other way. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Byram through center. Broken up then by Janot. Bruins will steal it back. They will try and clear the other way. McLeod recovers. Benson on the right side, then up top for Byram. Byram to Benson. Benson on the right circle. 10 seconds to go. Benson down low in front. Dona shot and broken up there by the Bruins. Kept in by Byram. Byram down low to McLeod. Power play will come to a close. McLeod pass over. They score. It's Josh Doan right in front. And it's 2-0 Sabres. What's up, T-Stat? How we doing? Josh Doan, just after the power play comes to a close. It is 2-0 Sabres. Oh, man. And another poor turnover there by the Bruins. And again, both the goals have stemmed from poor turnovers. McLeod, a nice pass then to Doan, who I'm pretty sure got that tip in front. We'll see better on the replay here. Oh, yeah, he got that for sure. It'll be Doan from McLeod, and I believe Byram. And it's a 2-0 lead for Buffalo. Here, not even halfway through this opening period. First career postseason goal for Josh Doan. And a 2-0 lead for Buffalo. Face-off is a tie-up then. It's won back by the Bruins. Tanner Janot will get it back. He will play it down then for Middlestat. Middlestat over for Arvidsson. A shot. That one goes wide there of Lyon. In the corner, Arvidsson on the right side then for Middlestat. Casey Middlestat fighting now with Kozak. Kozak down low in the corner as well. Arvidsson's there trying to battle for it too. Arvidsson up top then. Zadorov to Peak. Peak up top. Shot there goes wide. And out of play. We are about 8 minutes gone here in this opening period. The Sabres have jumped to a 2-0 lead. It was Peyton Krebs who opened up the scoring, followed by Josh Doan, who makes it 2-0 Sabres. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We just hit 6,200 subscribers yesterday, so thank you all so much for your support on yesterday's commentaries. We are now 70 subs away from 6,300. So be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Also like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Yeah, the Bruins really needed to win this game tonight. Hey, Thronson with a $10 dono. Thank you, Thronson. I appreciate it, brother. That means a lot, man. Your guys' donations have been really generous this year and really kind. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Again, I say it a lot. I know I do, and it's really repetitive, but it really is appreciated. It makes things a lot better for the channel, too. And we always bring the money back into the channel, whether it's paying for TV subscriptions or buying hockey cards to unbox here on the streams. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you. You guys have been phenomenal with your donations. Very kind. Sabres are faster, younger, better, and have more will. As well, Boston is not the physically dominated team, despite what their coach said. Sabres play. They got ability to win this series in lock, baby. Yeah. I think after seeing this game and how the Bruins have come out here in what feels like a must-win game, it's probably going to be Sabres in 5 or 6. Daniel joining in on the fun with the $5 dono. Thank you, Daniel. Got a little dono train going on here. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that, man. So a 2-0 lead here for Buffalo. It was Krebs who opened up the scoring, followed by Josh Doan, who made it a 2-0 lead for the Sabres. And yeah, this series may be over, folks. Or this game may be over before it even starts. Not the end of the world, though. Face-off won back by the Bruins. Peak. Shot on there is blocked. On the right side, then battling for it was Lindholm. Poke checked away then by Pasternak. Shot on is blocked. Sabres will get it back to center. Zucker will get it back then for Buffalo. It's McLeod from Byram on the Doan goal. Quinn shoots it. That one goes wide. On the right side then, Jason Zucker. Intercepted then by Pasternak. Off the boards then for Geekie. Morgan Geekie will steal it back into the Sabres end. McLeod to Zucker. Zucker off the boards here to center. Thompson battling for it alongside McAvoy. Geekie gets it back then for the Bruins in their own zone. Charlie McAvoy now moves it through center. He'll dump it down low into the Boston end. Aspero. Try to throw that one to center. Broken up then by the Sabres. McLeod through center. Krebs to Tuck. Broken up then by the Bruins once again. Fraser Min will bank it off the boards and back down low to the corner. Reichel dumps it down low now behind the net. Alex Tuck off the boards then. Will dump it down low into the Boston zone. Swayman will regroup in his own end. Aspero now will look for options. Down low now behind the net. Jordan Harris will move it for Boston. Trying to get that one through center. Broken up then by Byram. Here's Benson into the zone. Benson with some room. Comes in. He scores! It slides through the 5-hole of Jeremy Swayman. And they might take a look at this. Swayman is not happy about that. But the Sabres have taken a 3-0 lead. They might take a look at this, though. It does look like Benson was pretty close in there on Swayman. They might take a look at this, but we'll see. They might try and challenge this. We'll see if they do. But yeah, really, really bad start to this game for Boston. Already down 3-0, not even halfway through the first period. This is not good. Sabres are way too much for the Bruins. This won't last long. Marco Sturm, I think, called a timeout. Yeah, Sturm called his timeout. He's talking to his teammates now. Or talking to his teammates. His team. So Zach Benson gets his first goal of the playoffs, too. I believe that's his first of his playoff career. Buffalo has more goals than Boston shots. Yeah, bro, yeah. He didn't stop Swayman from making a save. Swayman just looked upset. I wonder if they were going to maybe look at it. But now that I see the replay, yeah, no, it's not. It's fine. It's not. It's definitely a good goal. I just wondered after Swayman's reaction, would they take a look? But seeing the replay, I agree. It wasn't a... Yeah, this game might already be over. Like halfway through the first period, this game might already be done. Face off to center now. Puck is cleared back into the Buffalo zone, so it's a 3-0 lead here for the Bruins. Marco Sturm called his timeout here for Boston. I wonder if they'll try and respond. Östlund will dump it down low here now into the Boston zone. Kastelik battling for it on the right side, then with Kozak. Trying to get that one free. Bruins will steal it back and dump it to center. Buffalo will regroup now in their own zone. Ryan McLeod. Connor Timmins. Timmins. Ahead then now to Quinn. Jack Quinn now will carry it into the zone. Quinn fires it on, that one's blocked. Battling for it on the right side then. Grabbed back quickly by Lindholm, who will gain the line and dump it down low. Jeannot now fighting with Byram. Byram on the right side. Played back over then for Zucker. Zucker, cross-ice pass to Byram. Byram into the zone, 3-on-3, pass in front of McLeod. Backhand there, saved by Swayman. And that one goes wide. Jason Zucker now on the right side, battling for it then with Quinn. Here's Jeannot, fighting with McLeod. Down low then with it is Harris, who will try and clear it out. It's kept in by Quinn. Halfway through the period now. Power, a shot, glove by Swayman. Sabres are red and hot. Zach Benson makes it 3-0 Sabres. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kesselring's been injured, right? I've been following that. Kesselring's been hurt, I believe. Who is better, the Ducks or the Sabres? That's a good question. Yeah, the Bruins really just look disinterested in this. Like, they're not playing their best hockey. Kesselring will be back next year. Norris injured most of the year also. Consta will be up next. Yeah, Consta came up and played for a little bit, right? Consta played... I know he played a little bit. Was it the beginning of the season or midway through? Like he came up and he played pretty solid. Yeah, take care of Doan and Kesselring. I loved Kesselring and Doan. Those guys were fun to watch in Utah. Can't wait to get Carrick back for the next round. Should we get through? The way the Ducks attack the net is extreme. Speed is overwhelming. The Oilers, I think they'll win. I think the Oilers are going to win tonight. The Oilers are going to win tonight. Am I flyered up? Yeah, it was a tough loss yesterday. If it weren't for Dan Vladar allowing that third goal the way he did, I think it would have been a better game for Philadelphia. But it is what it is. Like the fourth game's the hardest one to beat. It's not over till it's over. I said that last night in the stream. And I'm looking forward to commentating Game 5 tomorrow. Yeah, the Ducks have been a lot of fun to watch. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I agree, Josh. I definitely agree with that. Face-off coming up here now in the Boston zone. So if you're Buffalo, I mean, like, the approach you take now is like you're up 3-0 in the first period. You cannot take your foot off the gas. Don't let the Bruins back in the game. Rasmus Dahlin, pass in front, goes wide there. Picked back up then by the Bruins, who will take it through center. Arvidsson to Peak. Peak will dump it down low in the corner. Then Arvidsson battling for it on the right side alongside Krebs. Up top, Arvidsson. Shot on there, goes wide. In the corner, Casey Middlestat. Stolen back then by Tage Thompson. Thompson to center. Krebs, cross-ice pass into Rasmus Dahlin. He'll dump it down low into the Boston zone. And now a tie-up here at center. Bruins will regroup. Peak in his own end now for Boston. Here's David Pastrnak down the right side. Pastrnak will take it around, fires it on Lyon. He'll make the save. Bowen Byram will chip it off the board to the center. Here's Doan to Benson. Cross-ice pass, then to center. David Pastrnak now will steal it back at 2-on-2. Pasta loses the puck, and the Sabres recover. Doan to Benson. Benson back to Doan. They'll break it into the zone, kind of tied up there by Lindholm down low in the corner. Getting it back then is Aspero. Aspero will backhand at the center. In the Boston zone now, they'll clear it here into the Sabres end. Byram battling for it now in the corner with Pastrnak. Power. Over and away then for Ostlund, who will dump this one to center. I didn't say anything really about the sweep in Game 4. Nothing along the lines of like, oh, they're going to sweep them or anything like that. I try to, especially when it's a sweep, I try to not put that out there. Like a lot of Flyers fans were. Into the Buffalo zone then, Timmins back to Stanley. Sabres regroup on the right side, Malenstein. Through and ahead then to Kozak. Kozak to Malenstein. Shot on there, goes wide. Up top, slap shot there from Timmins. And Swayman makes the save. Hope the Oilers win tonight. I think they will. I think they'll bounce back. You see it a lot. You see a lot of time teams will lose a game like that, the way the Oilers lost that game, and they bounce back. It happens. Not every time, but I think they'll play better than what they did in Game 3, meaning the Oilers. That's like 7 hours away. That's like 7 hours from now. Face off here in the Boston zone. Shots are 13-2 or 13-3 in favor of the Sabres. Face off one back then by Boston. Kastelik on the right side then to Janot. Forced back to center. McLeod chipped off the boards and back into the Boston end. Getting it then is Aspero. He'll try and backhand this one off the boards and clear to center. Now Timmins gets it back. Timmins then for McLeod. Sabres will regroup now in their own zone. Cleared off the boards to center. Backhanded down low into the Bruins end. McAvoy off the boards. Aspero to center. Broken up then by Buffalo. They'll try and dump it down low. McAvoy steals it back. Bruins will dump it here into the Buffalo end. Samuelson in the corner. Bruins get it back. Up top, Peak. Peak shoots it. That one's blocked by Tuck. 6:40 left to go in the first period. On the right side then with it is Middlestat. Dahlin ahead then for Tuck. Tuck on the right side then, broken up by the Bruins. It is in TD Garden, yes. Here's Peak. Cross-ice pass to Geeky. Played ahead then for Zaka, who will dump it down low into the Sabres zone. Rasmus Dahlin now battling for it in the corner. Middlestat on the right side. Middlestat fighting with Dahlin. Thrown back up top then, Zadorov a shot. That one's blocked in front. Here's Tuck. Played all the way forward then for Benson. Benson poke checked away there by Zadorov and clipped off the boards. And back over for Middlestat, who looks for options. Sabres get it back. Here's Benson back to Ostlund. Pass over. What a play and what a save by Jeremy Swayman. What a stop by Swayman. 5:48 to go here in the first period. The Sabres are still giving it to him. Jeremy Swayman somewhat keeps the Bruins in this game with a huge save. It's 3-0. Montreal-Buffalo will be a 6 series between the two of the young, faster teams. Montreal definitely has a more sound roster, but go Buffalo. I would love to see Buffalo-Tampa, too. I think no matter what comes out of that series of Montreal and Tampa, that should be a good series to watch. It should be. Speaking of which, let me put the thumbnails here on the screen of all the commentaries today. Again, we're commentating all 4 games here today, starting off with Kings and Avalanche, followed by Habs and Bolts, and then at the end of the night, we got Ducks and Oilers. And with the way that all the games have been going this year and in these playoffs, I would imagine some of these games are going to overlap. So I would not be shocked there in the slightest whatsoever if that ends up happening. What is your guys' predictions for all 4 of the games today? Obviously, you can predict on this game too, since we're obviously, here in this one. But who do you think wins all 4 of the games today? Drop your picks in the comments. Shots 14-2. Easy Boston. Don't try to put too many shots on goal. Yep. Do they pull the goalie if he allows one more in? Possibly. Possibly. But it really hasn't been Swayman's fault, any of these goals. The first one was I'm trying to think. The first one was a nice passing play. The second one was a backdoor pass. The third one just kind of slipped through his 5-hole. It is what it is. Face-off now in the Bruins zone with just over 5.5 to go. Face-off is a tie-up now. It's won back then by the Sabres. On the right side then, Morgan Geekie battling for it. Played ahead then, Pasternak fighting with Quinn. Up top, Power. Power. Down on the Byram. Byram, a shot! He scores! Bowen Byram adds on to the pounding. And it's 4-0 Sabres. Nice passing play there by the Sabres, and they are giving it to Boston right now. It's 4-0. This game's over. This game's over. Oh, yeah, this game's over, y'all. Bowen Byram, his 3rd goal of the playoffs. Not much Swayman can do. So they're going to keep Swayman in the net. 4 goals on 15 shots. Puck will slide back down low into the Buffalo zone. Here's Kozak. Kozak will drop it back then through center McLeod. Cleared back into the Boston zone. 5 minutes to go here in the first period. Stanley fires it on. That one's blocked. Bruins will get it back here on the right side. Geekie cleared off the boards and all the way back into the Buffalo zone. And now some boos here from the Boston crowd. I talked about yesterday in my Senators elimination video. I said that there's been a lot of close games in the playoffs this year. There's only been a couple of genuine blowouts. This is a blowout already, and we're not even at the end of the first period. The Bruins, they just can't keep up. Like honestly, they just cannot keep up. Lindholm on the right side, then back over. Cross-ice pass for Clevin, who will battle for it down low in the corner. Aspero forced to come back into his own end. Buffalo gets it back. They'll chip it to center. Arvidsson fighting with Thompson. Tage Thompson now will move it through center. Thompson off the boards, then will move it into the zone. Alex Tuck with some room fires it on Swayman. He'll make the save. The Boston Bruins. Bruins are just ass. Imagine paying for this, bro. Yeah, you, literally not even done the first period yet and the game's over. And it's not in favor of your team. And what's really been the killer so far is just the turnovers. They keep turning over the puck. Face-off won by Buffalo. Timmins, a shot saved by Swayman. And I mean, what can you do if you're Jeremy Swayman? It's not Swayman's fault that they're down 4-0. They're getting absolutely hemmed in their own zone. Face off here now in the Boston zone. It'll be Mitten versus Ostland. Reichel off the boards, then back over for Ostland. Ostland up top to Stanley. Logan Stanley fires one on. That one goes wide. Peak. Fighting now with Byram. Down low in the corner, getting it back is Zadorov. 4:15 to go here in the opening period. This game's over. Stanley trying to fire that one down low, broken up by Boston. Here's Minute on the breakaway. Comes in. Denied. Rebounds there. Denied as well by Lyon. Alex Lyon, who has not faced a lot of opportunities tonight, faces a couple there and keeps this a 4-0 game. It's doing the way. Ostland with Doan. Ostland to Doan. A pass is broken up. Down low in the corner, Ostland battling for it then with Zadorov. On the right side, Nikita Zadorov will get it back here now in the Boston zone. Zadorov will drop it back then for McAvoy. McAvoy will clear it back into the Buffalo zone. Corrali on the right side. Here's McLeod. Back down low, fighting with McAvoy. McLeod in the corner, pass up in front, broken up. Sabres get back, Zucker a shot, and that one goes wide. 3:15 to go. Power to Zucker a shot, and that one goes back down low in the corner. Cleared all the way back to center. Byram in his own end. Cross ice pass then to Power. I know, right, Carter? Owen Power holding in his own end. Kozak dumps it down low into the Boston zone. They're chanting something here in Boston. Aspero fighting with Greenway. Grab back then by the Bruins. They will chip it off the boards to center. Sabres steal it right back. Mallenstein to Greenway. Greenway pass down low. Denied by Swayman. Good save there by Swayman on Kozak. Here's Dahlin on the right side for Buffalo. Dahlin takes it around behind the net. Dahlin up top. Looks. Pass back to Mallenstein. Puck deflects up in the air then down low in the corner. Samuelson. Samuelson then for Mallenstein. Fighting here with Aspero. Oh, they're chanting Lion? Why are they cheering Lion on? Here's Dahlin. Up top to Thompson. Cross ice pass then is poke check to center by the Bruins. 2 minutes to go here in this opening period. Thompson through center. Tage Thompson fires it on. The one goes wide there of Swayman. On the right side, Krebs. Battling for it here down low in the corner. Tuck to Krebs. Krebs a shot. That one's blocked. Byram a chance there is denied as well. Thompson on the right side. Intercepted then by Boston now, who will move it through center. Pasternak trying to poke check it ahead. Down low to Krebs. 1.5 minutes to go now as time continues to wind down. And the boos are raining down here on the Bruins. Here's Doan. Into the Boston zone. I'm joking, Kara. I know they're obviously not cheering him on. I'm joking. Bruins will take it to center. Pasternak. Stolen back then by Buffalo. Approaching the last minute of play here in the opening period. Here's Byram. We'll drop it back then for Power. Owen Power now moves it through center. Time will wind down. 40 seconds to go here in this first period. Broken up by the Bruins. Here's Middlestat into the zone. Cross-ice pass up top. Pasternak a shot. Saved by Lyon. Puck slides down low into the corner then for Zacha. Up top, Lindholm a drive. And that one goes out of play. You paid $1,000 you went to game 3? Wow. $1,000. Yeah, it really sucks when you go to a game like that and they lose. Imagine the people here in Boston right now. 30 seconds to go here in the opening period. One more for the Sabres, and they've scored as many goals in this period as the Senators in their playoff run. Feel bad for the kids who got this game as a birthday present. Face off in the Buffalo zone is won back by the Bruins. Shot on there by Lindholm, and it's a reverse hit. Cleared back down low into the Buffalo zone. Furthermore, Greenway steals it back for Buffalo. He will dump it to center. Lindholm fighting with power. Broken up then by the Bruins, and a whistle blown dead with 16 seconds left. Shots are 19-5. Fraser Menon versus Kozak. Face-off outside of the Buffalo zone is won back by the Bruins. McAvoy will chip it off the boards and back into the Sabres' end. Alex Tuck clears it off the boards to the center. Time will wind down as it slides into the Bruins zone. And a phenomenal period for the Sabres and an absolutely atrocious one for the Bruins. Oh, no, it's not over yet. Icing. What? Really? Thought it was over. Never mind. 3 seconds left, then it's over. Or 4 seconds. Face-off in the Sabres' end. 4 seconds left. It's a tie-up at center. Played back down low. That'll do it. Phenomenal period for Buffalo. A horrendous period for the Bruins. Shots through 20 are 19-5 in favor of the Sabres. And they may have already wrapped themselves around the Bruins here. It's a 4-0 lead for Buffalo after 20 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for period number 2 momentarily. Do we see Swayman in the second period? Yeah. It's not Swayman's fault at all. Maybe they try and pull him to change things, but it's not his fault at all that they're down 4-0. And fun fact, Owen Power, they said it on the broadcast, he becomes the first Buffalo Sabre in franchise history to have an assist in each of his first 4 playoff games of their career. This is the first time that the Bruins have given up 4 goals in a first period of a playoff game since 1991. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, not a great period there for the Bruins. Phenomenal for the Sabres. Multi-point games already for Josh Doan. And I think that's it. And Bowen Byram. That might have been the worst period I've seen a team play. That was really bad. What's my favorite team? I'm a Flyers fan. I am a Philadelphia Flyers fan. I commentate these games, though, with an unbiased level. Try to welcome everybody to the commentaries, and I'm always more critical of my own team than I am anybody else's teams. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Already gained a couple subs today. Thank you all so much. It is greatly appreciated. We're going to be live all day long, commentating all 4 playoff games today. And with the way that this game is going, if it does somehow end up overlapping with LA and Colorado, we'll end this one if it's still the score it is right now. Yeah, it just seems like the Bruins cannot keep up. And then just terrible turnovers in their defensive zone. They resulted in goals every single time. I mean, what is Swayman supposed to do on a lot of those plays? You can't really blame him on those plays at all. In my opinion, you really can't. So, yeah, all right. Let me pull up a stream here on my computer. I am going to go use the bathroom really quick, guys. I'll be right back in just a moment. As I nearly knock over my bottle of water. That would have been bad. All right, everyone, I've returned. Sorry about that. Use the bathroom really quick. Flyers, Sabres, Ducks are all due. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, John with a $5 dono. Thank you, John. I really appreciate it, guys. It's already $25 on the day for donations. Thank you all so much for your continued support. It means a lot. You guys have been incredibly kind to me these playoffs. Thank you. Another bottle of water. Yes, sir. With inflation these days, that's how much they cost. What the hell? Why is my volume not working? Oh, that's why. Why is it connected? Why is this on? Why is this on? That's weird. All right, there we go. You ain't fooling me, KFB. Cleared off the boards. KFB. Cleared off the boards. The center, men battling 4-0 with the center, men battling 4-0 with Thompson. Intercepted then by the Sabres. Up top, Krebs' shot. Off the boards, the center, men battling 4-0 with Thompson. Intercepted then by the Sabres. Up top, Krebs' shot. He's did a great job, but to me, a lot of cleared off the boards, the center, men battling 4-0 with Thompson. I got shaved. Let's go, Bruins. Will Boston show up for the second period? I think they'll play better in the second. Usually, a lot of the time, you'll see teams respond after a really bad period. So I think they'll play better in the second period. But it's a big mountain to climb. It might be too little, too late. We'll see. It's been done before, but it's very difficult to come back from down 4-0. I don't even know if I've ever seen it in a live stream, honestly. But then yet again, we've commented it so many streams, it's not even funny. Thank you, Kara. Anything for a sub. All right, perfect. Oh. If I can meet one NHL player, who would it be? Connor McDavid. Just to meet Connor McDavid, best player in the world. Even though I've heard he's like a robot when he does interviews, Connor McDavid. Drop your guys' answer. If you can meet one NHL player, who would it be? Drop your answer in the comments. All right. Go through the all-time stats. You got a lot of Sabre stuff to add here. Buffalo wings or Boston pizza? Yup. Ovechkin? Ovi would be good. Ovi would be cool to meet too. The greatest goal scorer of all time. I wouldn't mind meeting any NHL player, honestly. Schultz, that's a good pick. Cooley. Sidney Crosby or Claude Giroux. Jerome McGinley, nice. And you've already met him too. That's sick. McGinley will be a good one too. When Boston's coach said Boston was stronger and bigger, but Sabres are faster and playing a chance. Potential of this game. Boston's a stand chance. Next game against Buffalo. Yep. Would love to meet Sidney Crosby. Yes, I'm a Blackhawks fan, but he seems like a really cool guy. Yeah, Crosby, I mean, again, like, one of the best players in the world. Who wouldn't mind doing that? For current players, probably Cale Makar or Crosby. That's a good pick. Makar would be a good pick. The Phillies are losing. What else is new? The Phillies are losing, guys. Like usual. All right, got about 5 minutes to go here until the second period. Stick around, guys. Stick around. Stick around. We'll be live for all of the games later today, including Kings and Avs Game 4, Canadiens and Lightning Game 4, and Ducks and Oilers Game 4 as well. All of them going on tonight. What's up, Ma? How we doing? All right, second period coming up here now in just a moment. Sabres lead 4-0. And again, it may feel like this game is over, and I did say this game is over. It's more likely than not over, but the Bruins are going to probably try and bounce back and make a push. It's all up to the Sabres to not only play strong defensively and make the defensive plays you have to, but also don't take your foot off the gas. If you go up 4-0 and you start playing conservative hockey, you're letting the Bruins back in the game potentially. So you need to not take your foot off the gas, keep the pressure on, and if the Sabres can do that, I think they're going to win this game today. I think they will anyway, but obviously we'll see. Can't wait to watch the Oilers game on here with you. Yeah, it's going to be a fun game for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Loving this game. Greeting from Toronto. Greetings, James. Welcome from Toronto, brother. What is my favorite color? That's a good question. Never thought about that. Well, obviously I think about it. Favorite color, blue. Favorite color is blue. Oilers suck. What about orange? Orange is a great color too. Who doesn't love some good old orange? What's up, Dan? How we doing? I hope you get better, Ma. Wah. Wah. Alrighty, everybody, let's get ready for the start of period number 2. Here, coming up in just a moment between the Boston Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres. Forgot to make an intermission, my bad. First period recap, goals were scored by, and it's a long list. Peyton Krebs, Josh Doan, Zach Benson, and Bowen Byram. And it's a 4-0 lead here for the Sabres after 20 minutes of play. Period number 2. Here from TD Garden, we'll see if the Bruins can adjust and start coming back here. We'll find out. Period number 2, and we are underway. Face-off is won back then by Boston. They will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Jeannot battling for it then with Sanderson. Quinn in the corner with Jeannot. Up top, Zadorov. Shot on there is into the glove of Alex Lyon. And now the pushing and shoving continues to transpire. Face-off coming up here now, yet again in the Buffalo zone. Shots are 19-6 in favor of the Sabres. We expected the Bruins to make a push. Now for Boston, it's all about just getting the shots on. One goal at a time, one shift at a time. Face-off in the Buffalo end. It'll be Kozak versus Fraser Mitten. They'll kick Mitten out. Coming in then is Kuznetsov. The face-off is a tie-up then. It's trying to get that one free. Down low in the corner, Kozak back to Greenway. Jordan Greenway will chip it off the boards to center. Peak. Over then for Zadorov. Zadorov will chip it off the boards then for Kuznetsov. Murat Kuznetsov down low in the corner. Up top then with it is Peak, a shot. And that one goes wide. On the right side, Jeannot battling for it. Grabbed back then by Mallenstein. Mallenstein cross-ice pass to Greenway. Greenway fighting with Peak. Delayed penalty coming up here against the Bruins, and the whistle is blown dead. And we will get a Buffalo power play. Opening minute of period number 2, and the wrongdoing to the Bruins keep on continuing. And it'll be a Sabres power play here in the second period. And it's a interference call there on Nikita Zadorov. Buffalo power play coming up in just a moment. Sabres did not score on their last power play. They've certainly struggled at that, but they did score right after it. Face-off will come up here now yet again in the Boston zone. It'll be Tuch versus Zacha. Face-off here now, won back by the Sabres. Up top, Thompson, a shot. That one goes wide. Ostlund. Up top then, stolen back by Zacha. Zacha gives it back then for Jeannot. Bruins will carry it now through center, and it's blown dead due to an offsides. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. We have 46 likes here on this commentary. Face-off coming out now outside of the the Buffalo zone. It's won back then by the Bruins. They'll come back and regroup on their own end. McAvoy chips it off the boards to center and back into the Buffalo zone. About a minute 30 to go on the power play. Thompson through center. Up top, Tuch to Thompson. Puck slides in then on Swayman. He'll make the save. Cleared back down low then behind the net. Sabres keep the pressure on. Tuch for Thompson. Chipped all the way back to center. Noah Ostlund now with it here. Ostlund will move it through center here for the Sabres. Back to Tuch. Up top, Bruins trying to clear. Thompson gets it back. Moves in. Backhand on. Goes wide. Rebounds there in front. What a block by Corrali. And it stays out. Zucker up top then for Dahlin. Dahlin pass to Ostlund. Noah Ostlund now looking for options. Up top to Dahlin. Dahlin. Back to Ostlund. 2 minutes gone. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Zucker, right circle, down low for Austin below the line. Noah Ostlund now will pass it down low, tuck in front, and a good chance there, goes wide. Thompson, back to Tuck. Tuck to Ostlund. Ostlund comes in, down low, Zucker. At the point then for Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin at the point then, cross ice pass to Thompson. Thompson comes in, poke checked away by Aspero, and Kastelik will try and get it to center. It's kept in then by the Sabres. And blown dead due to an eye stick. And that was definitely a high stick for sure. Just under 15 seconds to go. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Boston zone. Or actually, no, it's going to be in the neutral zone, I'm pretty sure. It will be, yes. Face-off one back then by the Bruins. 10 seconds to go. Boston will dump it all the way back down into the Buffalo end. On the right side, Sabres get it back in their own zone. Byram. Pass up to McLeod. Power play is over for Buffalo. McLeod. Back over then for Benson. Benson up top to Power. Zach Benson now will move it up to the point. Benson to Power in the corner. Owen Power battling for it on the right side. Then alongside Arvidsson. Zadorov is there as well. Bruins trying to clear this one down low in the corner. Aspero. Behind the net then for Janot. Cleared off the boards then by Harrison back to center. On the right side, dump back down low yet again. Into the Buffalo end. Bruins get it back. And a whistle blown dead here for another offsides. Oh, man. Bruins are 11-31 all-time in series when trailing 2-1. Somebody's chanting, let's go Blue Jays, I think. Face-off one back by the Sabres. Stanley. Cross-ice pass then to Malenstein. Will chip it down low then into the Boston zone. Kozak clears it around the boards. Pastrnak gets it back then for Boston. Here's Mitten. Into the zone. Gets it around the right side. Fraser Mitten now fighting with Stanley. Cleared back up top then Aspero. To Pastrnak. Cross-ice pass. McAvoy a shot. Saved by Lyon. Rebounds in front. And chipped away. Pastrnak fires it again. And that one goes wide. Geeky in front. And Minute a good chance there. Fires it wide. Aspero to Pastrnak. Sabres will get it back to center. Connor Timmins gains the line into the Boston zone. Will cross-ice pass then. Down low in the corner getting it back is Krebs. Krebs to Thompson. Top line out here for the Sabres. Thompson scoots it back around. Thompson will backhand it down low into the corner. Krebs below the line then for Buffalo. Peyton Krebs drops it back for Tuck. Tuck drops it up top then for Thompson. Thompson fires it. That one goes off the side of the net. Pass in front then broken up by the Bruins, who will clear it away. Pasternak's got some room. Trying to get around Samuelson. He's broken up. Dahlin battling for now on the right side. Cleared all the way back into neutral zone. Peak will try and dump it down low. It's a scramble forward at center. Krebs. And a whistle blown dead with 15:01. As a Leaf fan, having a 4-1 lead on the Bruins is your trigger. Yep. I believe that. Shots 21-6 in favor of the Sabres. Face-off here outside of the Sabres zone is one back by Boston. Zadorov will dump it down low. What's up, Christine? How are you? Saka battling for it now with Byram in the corner. Sabres trying to get it loose now. Benson will dump it to center. Intercepted then by Boston. Middlestat to Zaka. Pass over in front. Oh, they fumbled on the puck. Cleared back into the zone, then Josh Doan will dump it down low. On the right side, Zadorov battling for it as well. Cleared back behind the net, then to Peak. Peak to Zacha. Zacha will dump it to center. Casey Middlestat gets it through the D. Cleared back around to the right side then. Here's Corrali back over then for Reichel, who will backhand it down low. I'm doing good, Christine. Doing good. Owen Power will dump it back to center. Shots a whopping 21-7. The Sabres have 3 times the amount of shots the Bruins have. Boston will regroup in the neutral zone. Jeannot, cross ice pass is broken up at the line. Lindholm. Cross ice pass then for Harris. Harris will dump it down low. Jeannot in the corner. Get it back then for Byram. Byram will try and dump it to center. Now Quinn gets it back. 2-on-3. Quinn battling forward in the corner then alongside Doan and Lindholm. Jason Zucker throws it back up top, or at least he'll try to. Bruins will steal it back away, then again to center. Jeannot broken up. Battling forward then was the Sabres. Jeannot cross ice pass to Lindholm. Lindholm fires it. Save there. Stolen back then by Zucker. Jason Zucker will dump it into the Boston zone. 7 minutes gone here in the second period. The Bruins still lead the Sabres. Or the Sabres still lead the Bruins. Of course, I'm messing up already. Yeah, guys, the Bruins are leading the Sabres. Aspero. Battling for on the right side. Greenway steals it back. He'll fire it wide there of Swayman. Harris. Through the neutral zone. Will try and dump it down low. It's intercepted by Buffalo. They'll clear it. Back into the Bruins' end. Geeky. On the right side then for Stanley. Will dump it down low. Bruins trying to get it back on the right side. Grab back by Hampus Lindholm. Lindholm dumps it all the way back down into the Buffalo zone with 12:20 to go. Time will tick down furthermore. And again, the Sabres kind of playing the way they have to here still. Thompson to Tuck. Tuck up top then, broken up at center. Will be cleared back into the neutral zone. Now Samuelson will dump it down low, intercepted then by the Bruins. McAvoy up top because of Nina. Back to Pastrnak, a shot. That one is blocked. Here's Tuck. Trying to get that one away. It's kept in there by Fraser Minten phenomenally. Minten will backhand it down low into the corner. Dahlin fighting now with Pastrnak. Rasmus Dahlin off the boards then for Thompson. Thompson will get it to center. Krebs fires it on. That one goes off of Swayman and behind the net. Peyton Krebs will get it back down low in the corner. Hardy with a goal today will turn over the puck at center. Minten will dump it back down low, but Sabres will get it back and regroup it again. Here come the Sabres into the zone. Benson, a shot saved by Swayman. Peak battling forward alongside Benson in the corner. Sabres trying to get it back. Aspero, poke checked away. Back down low now into the Boston zone. Here's Middlestat fighting with Doan. Josh Doan will clear it in front. Jabbing at that puck there on Swayman. Bruins will get it away. Zacha. Ahead then for Kuzadinov. Broken up then by the Bruins. Reichel will backhand it down low into the Buffalo zone. Shots 23-8. It's a whopping score here. And offsides against the Sabres at 10:38. We are moving here through this second period. Nearly halfway through, it's still a 4-0 lead for Buffalo. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary as always. The refs in the Philly-Pittsburgh series called too many penalties. Yeah, it felt like yesterday. I agree with Jen. Yesterday, it felt like every single like 5 minutes we were getting at least one penalty. In the Carolina-Ottawa game, there was like 100 power plays for Ottawa. What's up, Nancy? Welcome to the stream. Let's go Buffalo. Love to hear that. Welcome to the commentary. It's good to have you. Shots 22-8 in favor of the Sabres. Better period from Boston. But again, like if you don't score any goals, it doesn't matter. Alex Lyons had to make the saves he's had to. He's been solid since they brought him in relief of UPL in Game 2. He's been very solid. Face-off now in the Buffalo zone, won by the Bruins. Stolen back then quickly by the Sabres. Ryan McLeod will get it to center. Quinn looking for options. Boston will get it back then. They'll move it through the neutral zone. Middle step back to Zacha. And a whistle blown dead here for an offsides. For another offsides against the Bruins. And just got a update here on Victor Arvidsson. He has a knee injury. He will not return to tonight's game. Don't forget, after this game, we'll be live for all 4 games today. We are streaming Kings and Avs, Canadians and Lightning, and Oilers and Ducks. All here on the channel later on tonight. Face-off here outside of the Sabres zone is won back then by the Bruins. Zadorov to Jeannot. Jeannot will backhand it down low into the corner. Power gets it back then for the Sabres. Kept in there by Crowley, a shot. And glove by Lyon. Bruins are starting to get more opportunities on, but the Sabres have just been that better of a team. Face-off here now is won by the Sabres. On the right side, McAvoy. Down low in the corner, trying to throw a pass in front there to Pastrnak. Dahlin. Battling forward on the right side. Shot on is off the post and out. Bruins thought that one was in the back of the net. Looks like it wasn't. McAvoy to Lindholm. Shot on there, goes all the way back to center. Bruins will regroup now in their own end. Geekie will drop it back then for Lindholm. Hampus Lindholm played overhead then for Zacha, who will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Malenstein fighting with Pastrnak. Geekie to Zacha. Pass in front, goes through the crease. And up top then for Lindholm. Lindholm to Geekie, a drive. And that one goes wide as well. Pavel Zacha battling forward down low in the corner. Geekie fighting with Stanley. Pastrnak down low, pass in front, broken up. Lindholm on the right side then for the Bruins. Will clear it back down low. David Pastrnak. Pass down low, then a Geekie, a shot. Saved there by a Lion. At the point, Lindholm. Bruins seem to be buzzing right now. Pasta's shot goes wide. McAvoy. Back around then behind the net. Charlie McAvoy up top then for Pastrnak. Pastrnak looks for options. Up top then to Lindholm. Lindholm to Pastrnak. Pastrnak, a shot. And that one is blocked. And cleared off the boards by Buffalo back into the Bruins' end. Lindholm around the right side then for Geekie. Cleared back down low now in the corner. Grabbed over then. Reichel to Zadorov. Shot on is tipped. And wide. Geekie. Down low then for Reichel. Reichel up top then for Mitten. Down low Zadorov. Comes in. Backhand on. Save rebounds there. And cleared away. Thompson trying to backhand it down low into the Boston zone. Middlestat versus Krebs. Andrew Peak steals it back then for the Bruins. And they're trying to regroup in their own zone. Bruins have had a better period than the last. But it's not that hard to have a better period than what that disaster of first period was. Alex Tuck battling for it down low in the corner with Zadorov. Middlestat trying to get that one free. Broken up then by the Sabres. Bowen Byram now behind the Buffalo net. Oh, that sucks, Crimson. Well, good luck on your one today. 7.5 minutes to go in the second period. Bruins are just letting the Sabres just wait in their own zone. Byram in his own end. Back over then for Power. Power to Ostland. Back down low then. Doan to Benson. Zach Benson on the right side. Battling for it in the corner. Aspero gets it back then for the Bruins. Jonathan Aspero down low now behind the net. Kastelik fighting on the right side here with Power. Puck is cleared all the way back into the Buffalo zone. Bowen Byram now here in the Sabres end. Gives it up for McLeod. Ryan McLeod cross-ice pass ahead then for Zucker. Zucker will dump it down low into the Boston zone. Getting it back, Janot on the right side then. Grabbed back by McLeod, who will come back to center and regroup. 6.5 minutes to go in the second period. The Bruins lead the Sabres 4-0 as they did at the end of the first. Dahlin drops it back then for Samuelson, who will dump it down low. Here's Harris to Aspero. Corrali will drop it back then for Harris, who will regroup now in the Boston end. Harris off the boards then, down low, taking it through center as Aspero cross-ice pass into Harris, who will dump it into the Buffalo end. Corrali battling for it now with Samuelson. Thompson in the corner as well. Samuelson trying to get that one free. Up top, Zadorov. Zadorov fires it. That one's denied and back around behind the net. Kastelik to Quinn. I am neither. And a huge hit down low in the corner. Peak for Zadorov. Corrali back to Kastelik, who will gain the line and dump it down low. Buffalo regroups now in their own end. Rasmus Dahlin in the Sabres zone up top then for Thompson. Thompson gets around the D, broken up then by the Bruins, who will dump it all the way back into the Sabres zone. Now 5 minutes to go. Power off the boards to Tuck. Pasternak keeps it in the zone. The crowd is kind of back into it. Geekie waits, fires it, saved by Lyon. Up top, McAvoy battling for it. Down low then with it is Geekie. Cross-ice pass into Pasternak. Pasternak to McAvoy, broken up then by the Sabres. 3-on-2 the other way. Ostland tries to get around the D. Puck goes up in the air, then back down low for Benson. Ostland a shot, and that one goes wide. Zaka to Geekie. Geekie, pass over, and it's blocked. Morgan Geekie back up top, then the Pasternak poke checked away as the puck slides back to center. McAvoy battling for it on the right side. The Bruins are getting some chances here. Lindholm will dump it down low into the Buffalo end. Middlestat, a shot on there, goes wide up top. Oh, Asperot could not keep it in. Forced back to center, penalty coming up against the Sabres. Aspero will head to the box for, I believe, a hooking. And Greenway will. Sorry, Greenway. It was on Asperot. And the Bruins will go to their first power play of the game. It's still 4-0. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. It is greatly appreciated. This game is going by quick. Yep. You are correct on that. Subscribe down below. Like the stream as well. We're at 57 likes here on this commentary. Thank you all so much for that and your continued support. All right, see you, Mom. Irv Weinstein will be proud of the Sabres. Yep. Only way they might score. Excuse me. Power play coming up here now for the Boston Bruins. I grab my remote here really quick. It's a little bit high. Bruins are 0-72 all time when trailing by 4+ goals in a playoff game. 0-72 all time. So that does not bode well there for the Bruins. Maybe it'll be 1-72. We'll see. Power play coming up now for the Bruins. A good opportunity to get themselves on the board. Which team would I predict to win the series? I said Buffalo in 6. So far, that's looking pretty good. Face off in the Buffalo zone. It's McLeod versus Lindholm. Up top, Morgan Geekie. Geekie to Pastrnak. Pastrnak to McAvoy. McAvoy fires it, and that one goes wide. David Pastrnak to Geekie. Cross-ice pass broken up, and it slides back to center. Pastrnak at the line. Pass back then for Zacha. Zacha fighting with Samuelson in the corner. Geekie up top then. McAvoy to Pastrnak, a shot. And that one's blocked. Cleared all the way back now into the Bruins' end. McAvoy for Zacha. Pavel Zacha then for Pastrnak. Pastrnak up top. McAvoy cross-ice pass to Geekie. Down low pass in front. And Pastrnak gets knocked down to the ice as the puck is cleared away. Halfway through the Bruins man advantage. Shots are 22-11. Much better period here from Boston. Lindholm is knocked down to the ice as well. Power trying to clear. Geekie gets it back. Morgan Geekie. Up top then for Lindholm. Lindholm shot is blocked. Benson will dump it down the other way. I mean, the team has been around for 100 years. Jim. The team has been around for over 100 years, so it's not surprising. Kuznetsov for Mitten. Fraser Minton back down low into the corner. McLeod. Right side then. Up top, Lindholm. Crosses pass. Shot on there is blocked. They jab at that puck down low now. Samuelson fighting with Mitten. Pastrnak. Down low in the corner. Up top for Lindholm. Power play is going to come to a close here. Middlestat. To Lindholm, a shot. It's blocked in front. Now Lindholm up top. Waits to Pastrnak. Pastrnak pass down low. Denied by Lyon. Ryan McLeod will try and clear it to center. Power play comes to a close. Another great kill by the Sabres. Middlestat fighting with Timmins. Middlestat up top. Then there's Zadorov. Shot on goes up and out of play. Good momentum here for the Boston Bruins. They're getting the shots on Alex Lyon. Shots are 8-3 in favor of the Bruins here in the second period. But they still trail 4-0. Original 6 team. Yep, you're right about that, Daniel. You are correct about that. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. We are at 60 likes here on this commentary. Thank you all so much for hitting that like button. It is greatly appreciated. Still a 4-0 lead here for the Sabres. We will be live for Kings and Avalanche coming up after this one, followed by Canadiens and Lightning, and then Oilers and Ducks. So plenty of commentaries here on the schedule. We're going to be live tomorrow as well. Flyers versus Penguins Game 5, followed by Mammoth versus Golden Knights Game 4. Face off in the Buffalo zone. Thompson will win it back then to Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin will move it through center. Dahlin up top then for Östlund, who will dump it down low. Please do not spam, Chris. Do not spam. Östlund. Down low then for Thompson. Tage Thompson on the right side. Fires it on. Save there by Swayman. He'll cover up. Shots 23-13. That's the first shot for Buffalo in a while. Bruins have put on the pressure the last little bit here. Face off in the Bruins end is won back then by Boston. Lindholm back over to Middlestat, approaching the final minute of play here in this second period. Middlestat with some room. Shot on there is blocked. Middlestat fighting with Byram. Byram cleared off the board. Sabres will get it back to center. Lindholm dumps it off the boards then, and back into the Sabres zone. Zucker will dump it back to center. Intercepted then by Boston. Away then, battling forward is Lindholm. Poke check there by Zucker on the right side. Lindholm battling for it down low alongside Zucker. Lindholm then for McAvoy. Here come the Bruins now through center. Shot on his glove by Lyon. Why are you here? Why are you here then, Chris? I didn't tell you to stop saying the Bruins suck. I just said stop spamming in my chat. So you can enjoy that time out there, dude. If it's a bad commentary, then why are you here? Why waste your time? That's what I never get about some of the people like that who just come in here and say that stuff. Why are you here? Why waste your time like that? So you can enjoy that time out, buddy. Shots 23-14 in favor of the Sabres. Face off in the Buffalo zone is a tie-up. It's won back then by the Sabres. Power. Tied up in the corner then. Geeky battling for it. McLeod is there as well. Zaka on the right side to Geeky. Boston will take it back to center. Time will wind down. Aspero will dump it down low. And it goes out of play, so we still got like 3 seconds to go. No problem, David. Face-off outside of the Buffalo end. It's one back and tie up there, and that will do it for period number 2. End of 40 here in Buffalo. And the Bruins played a better period than they did the last, as we expected, but the Sabres still have a 4-0 lead here after 40 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time yet again. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 3 momentarily. It's the countdown till the 3rd. I'm not letting it bother me, but my thing is that I don't understand. Like I wasn't telling him to stop spamming. I was simply telling him to stop or I wasn't telling him to stop saying the Bruins suck. I just told him to stop spamming. And now he's coming in here with other accounts. I mean, that just shows the kind of person he is, so giving himself some attention there, but I'll stop. Every time he comes in, I'll just ban him. Not really sure what he thinks he's trying to prove, but whatever. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Got 65 likes here on this stream. Seems like the Sabres have made adjustments to neutralize the Bruins. Yeah, I mean, again, Boston came out better in that second period. The Sabres are just holding down defensively. They're playing a good job keeping most of the shots to the outside. There hasn't been a lot of primetime chances for the Bruins in that period, for sure. So thank you, Sons. I appreciate it. Thank you, Hockey Chick. I appreciate that as well. This is what it is. Most of the time, I just ignore them. Sometimes I do acknowledge them just because it's annoying. No canned lunch meat allowed on this stream. Hey, John with a $5 dono. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, brother. That means a lot, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you yet again, John. It's greatly appreciated, man. Bruins in shock. They'll learn from it, but the series is over. Yeah, it is. Sabres are probably going to go up 3-1. I don't like their odds going back to Buffalo. Sabres and whoever they play in the second round, whether it is Montreal or Tampa Bay, should be a fun series. If it's Sabres Habs, I'm looking forward to it. If it's Sabres Lightning, that series was electric in the regular season. So I would expect nothing less in round 2. But if Montreal wins tonight, they can go up 3-1. And potentially end it in Tampa. But I don't think it'll be that easy. I don't think it'll be that easy for Montreal. But you never know. Sabres Lightning round 2, that'd be awesome. That'd be cinema. I would love that. That'd be a fun second round. What sports do I like besides hockey? I like baseball. Baseball is my other sport that I'm a big fan of. I really enjoy watching baseball. Yeah, Tampa Bay's got the experience, so it'll be interesting to see. Shots 23-14. Nothing to really update on. Honestly, it's still a 4-0 lead. Yeah, Sabres playing a perfect road game. You are correct. They're playing perfect. And again, like even and I said this too before the start of the second, like even with the Bruins having a better period themselves, the Sabres still played a structured defensive game. They held the shots to the outside for the most part. They've made things, although Lyon had to make more saves in that period. They made things relatively easy for him. They made him able to see all the shots that came his way. Perfect game from Buffalo. They look like they really do look like a team that is filled with experience when they're really not. Like they don't have a lot of their guys. This is their first time being in the playoffs, but they look like a team that has been there before. Some of those guys have. I answered it, Ma. It's baseball. Baseball is the sport that I like, besides hockey. Sabres are due. They should take Tampa, Montreal. What do you think? I don't know. I think it'd be a great series. It would be definitely close for sure. The thing is, I don't know. That'd be a really close series to determine. Like, I would like to think that the Sabres could win the series, but Montreal or Tampa, they're dangerous. Like, they really are. And even though the Sabres finished above them the regular season, they're still really dangerous. So, I don't know. Buffalo's a 50-win team, bro. Yep. But Montreal and Tampa are nothing to scoff at, though. Boston did not match up well against the Sabres. I said that in my I think I said that in the preview. I thought it'd be Sabres in 6 because I thought Swayman would steal a few games. Or would steal 2 games. That's still possible, but I don't know. Do I think LA or Toronto again in baseball? That'd be a fun series to watch. It's still so early in the year. I think realistically the Dodgers can pull it off. They're the Dodgers, so. As a Sabres fan, you want the Lightning. Yeah, I would probably prefer the Lightning too if I was a Sabres fan. Anything is possible in hockey. Yup. They can come back from down 4-0. Anything's possible. But not likely. Kings and Avalanche later on today as well. Kings and Avs coming up later on today. Also, Canadians and Avalanche coming up as well later on. That'll be a fun series to watch, too. And Oilers and Ducks as well. Do the Avalanche pull off the sweep, guys? What do we think? Or will the Kings be able to take them on? Not really into the other sports, Ma. Not really into the other sports. I'll watch basketball every now and then. It's overlapping with the playoffs with the NHL though a lot of the time. And then soccer, not a huge fan of that. And then football too, not a big fan of football either. Do you think that the Kings will, or do you think the Avalanche will pull off the sweep today? Was my question. Michael, will the Avalanche pull off the sweep? I think I know your answer. Remember that 9-8 game between Buffalo and Tampa? Yup, that was a phenomenal game. We were streaming something else that day. We were streaming something else that day when that game was going on. Annoyingly, of course, I didn't stream the right game. Football isn't as fun as it used to be. I agree. I liked it a little bit more when I was younger. Croquet? Not a big on that either. Kings will win today. Let's hope so. Hopefully the Kings will get the win. Hate that the Kings have been close to winning all 3 games. Yeah, it seems like all the games have been close in most of the series, generally speaking. When you talk about all the playoff series, all the Philly-Pittsburgh games, all of the Carolina-Ottawa series was really close. Every playoff game is close. There's only been a couple of genuine blowouts. So yeah, I mean, like you just gotta win today. The competitiveness is there, but they aren't taking advantage of opportunities. Yeah, what's up, Squirrel Master? How we doing? I just think the Avalanche are just a step above them. Honestly, the Kings have competed with them pretty well, but I just think that the Avalanche are just so much better than them. What I said is that I said it in my preview. I said it's like David versus Goliath in a way. It really feels like David versus Goliath with the Avalanche and the Kings. Like I really do think that the Kings are playing them well and they're making it a lot harder than a lot of people said it would be. But the problem is just that they just don't have the talent that Colorado does. Like Colorado has McKinnon. You're not spamming, Ma. It's all good. Colorado has McKinnon. They have McCarr. They have Natchez. They can run all 4 lines on you. And the LA Kings, I think they can too. But they're not as good. And that was what the mentality we had heading into the series. But again, I think the Kings should be happy. I hope though they at least get one. Because this could be Kopitar's final game in the NHL this year. It could be Kopitar's final game in the NHL ever. I want to see it go longer. I always say, no matter what series it is, I want to see them go on longer. I want to see them go the longest they can possibly go. Every single series. But, except for my Flyers. I wanted my Flyers to win last night. They've kept McKinnon off the goal sheet. Yeah, they've kept most of their top guys off. But they're just so deep that they have guys who can score on all 4 lines. Do I think Boston's owner is a little happy inside since he's actually from Buffalo? Wanted to buy them when they were available, but you obviously can't own 2 different teams in the same sport. That is kind of funny. Maybe in the back of his mind, he's like, at least it's Buffalo. The Oilers would destroy the Kraken in the playoffs. They'd sweep them. Colorado's been deadly the last 5 years. Yep. Yeah, the Avs don't have that many weaknesses. And Scott Wedgwood's been awesome. Like, I mean, that's the other thing. Scott Wedgwood has you could argue Wedgwood's won the Avalanche every game they've played so far. He's been phenomenal. And Forsberg, to his credit, has been really good too. So it goes both ways. McDavid needs a cup. Yeah, I don't know if it happens this year, though. We'll see. We will see if it happens this year. For the love of God, he needs it. Yep. McKinnon on a mission. Yeah, I mean, like, he hasn't really been that active in this series. Just wait till he gets up. Just wait till he wakes up. Not gets up. Wakes up. Well, I guess it could be get up, too. All right, third period coming up in a couple moments, guys. Who do I predict between Vegas and Mammoth? I think Vegas will win tonight. They're due. That game against that game 3 was, they should have won that game 3. But Carter Hart was brutal. I wonder if they go with Schmidt in game 4. I wonder, or sorry, not Schmidt, Hill. I wonder if they go with Hill in game 4. We'll see. I think Vegas will come back and win in 6. I think they win 3 straight. If the Mammoth win on Monday, though, it does make things really interesting. I think, like, after that, then if Anaheim knocks out Edmonton, which I think Edmonton will win tonight. If Anaheim knocks out Edmonton tonight and Utah takes out the Golden Knights, the Western Conference is wide open. Like, honestly, I think between Colorado, if they beat LA, obviously, and whoever wins Minnesota and Dallas, if that's the matchup in the first round, Colorado versus Mini/Dallas, like, they're winning. They're going to the Cup final. Like, the Pacific is so cooked if the Oilers and the Golden Knights lose. It might already be now. Honestly, you might already believe that now. Anyway. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Third period coming up in a couple moments. Yeah, Hart was bad. Hart was really bad. What's up, Brian? Got done running errands for your kids. Nice. 4-0 Sabres here after 40 minutes of play, getting ready for period number 3. In a couple moments. Do I watch It's Always Sunday in Philadelphia? I don't really watch that many shows. Shows, yeah. I don't really watch that many shows, to be honest with you. I do usually watch a show during the summer, but I'm usually watching a lot of sports during this time. Thinking Minnesota will win the West. I want to see Minnesota go far. Anyway, alrighty, everyone. It's time to get started with the third period here between the Boston Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres here live from TD Garden. Second period recap. There were no goals in that middle frame, but it is still a 4-0 lead for the Sabres after 40 minutes of play. Taking a look now at your stats through 40. Shots are 23-15 in favor of the Sabres. The Bruins got the opportunities in that second period. Faceoffs was 61% in favor of Boston. Power plays. Buffalo is 0 for 2. Boston is 0 for 1. Hits are 24-17. And block shots are 13-8. Third period is underway. Icing here in the Boston zone. And I mean, again, for the Sabres, you can't really take your foot off the gas. You have to keep on putting on the pressure on Jeremy Swayman. Keep working him down there on the other end. Give as less time as you can in your own zone, because the Bruins are making a push. It's unlikely they come back and win. It's very unlikely they come back and even tie this game. But you can't play back in your own zone the entire game, the entire period here. Face-off won back by the Sabres. And I mean, look at what happened in the Bruins and Sabres game 1. The Bruins went up by 2. They played in their own zone, and then Sabres came back. Not saying that a 4-0 lead will be the same as game 1, but still. Zucker battling forward on the right side, then down low, Geeky. Trying to get that one free. Up top, then Dahlin can't keep the one in the zone. And now Buffalo regroups. Zucker will backhand it down low here now into the Boston zone. Lindholm in the Bruins end. About a minute gone here in this third period. Lindholm cleared off the boards to center, backhanded back down low into the Buffalo zone. Middlestat up top to Peak. Shot on there, goes wide of Lyon. In the corner, Byram. Up top, Peak, a shot. That one's blocked through the crease. And back down low. Reichel below the line for Boston. Pass ahead then, tipped up in the air and back down low. Reichel battling for now on the right side with Krebs. Trying to get that one free here down low in the Buffalo zone. Middlestat now fights with Byram. Owen Power will dump this one off the boards to center. Here come the Sabres. Krebs fires it, and that one is blocked. Here's Nikita Zadorov now in the Boston zone. Zadorov will carry it through center. Chipped off the boards then by Kuznetsov. And a whistle blown dead here for an offsides at 18:07. Don't forget, coming up after this commentary, we have Avalanche and Kings as our later commentary here. Greenway to center. Getting it there is Josh Doan, and he's offsides. Get my clock to match up here. There we go. Josh Doan, 2 points tonight. Been an effective player here tonight for the Sabres. Been a good ad since being snagged from Utah. Face-off outside of the Boston zone. It's Corrali versus Ostlund. Bruins will carry it now through center. They'll backhand it down low into the Buffalo end. Timmins on the right side to Stanley. Bruins now will get it to center. Josh Doan battling forward down in the corner with Aspero. Doan in the Boston zone. Back down low on the right side. Getting it back is Aspero. Behind the net pass in front of Ostlund. A shot save there by Swayman. He'll get the cover up. And again, that's exactly what I said the Sabres to do. Keep on getting the shots on. Oh my God, Schwarber home run. Let's go. Face-off coming up here now, yet again in the Bruins zone. Sabres keep putting on the pressure. Game 5 is going to be nuts in Buffalo. Yep, we will be live for it. Face-off is won back then by the Bruins. Zadorov off the boards and back down low to the Buffalo zone. Another icing. Shots 24-16. I am a Flyers fan and a Phillies fan. Face off in the Boston zone. Zacha versus Kozak. Face off in the Bruins end. And it's won back then by the Bruins. Peak for Zadorov. Zadorov will get it to center. Geek on the right side. Then Pastrnak will chip it back down low into the Buffalo zone. Behind the net now, Rasmus Dahlin back for Greenway. Greenway ahead then for Kozak. Kozak into the zone. Cross ice pass then goes up in the air and back down low. Getting it back on the right side now. Here's Peak. Peak will move it through center. Down low back here into the Boston zone. Here comes Middlestat. Casey Middlestat now through center back into the Buffalo zone. Up top, McAvoy comes in, backhand on, and that one goes away. Charlie McAvoy on the right side, back down low, Middlestat. Middlestat shoots it, saved by Lyon, and grabbed back by Zucker. Here's Zucker now through center, will chip it down low into the Bruins zone. Grabbed back by McLeod. McLeod fires it, and that one goes wide. Puck will slide all the way back into the Buffalo zone. Now Byram moves it through center. Bowen Byram dumps it down low here into the corner. Hampus Lindholm will get it back then for the Bruins. Off the boards then for McAvoy on the right side. He'll come back and regroup. Lindholm through to center. Grab back then by Buffalo. Byram in the Buffalo end, trying to move that one around. Kind of back and forth hockey here. Krebs into the zone. Thompson up top. Stanley a shot. And that one goes up and out of play. Do a goaltender check here on the goaltender stats. You start off with Alex Lyon, who has stopped all 15 shots that have come his way here. Or sorry, all 16 shots that have come his way here. On the other side then for Boston, you have Jeremy Swayman, who has an .840 save percentage. Not horrible, considering the circumstances. Face off in the Bruins zone. It's Ostlund now who will take the draw. Tie up then, one back by the Sabres. Down low in the corner now, Peak. On the right side, fighting with Benson. Grab back then by Ostlund. Up top, shot from Greenway goes on Swayman and poke check just wide. Here's Peak. On the right side up top then to Josh Doan. Fires it on. That one's blocked and out of play. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. We'll be live for Kings and Avalanche right after the end of this one. And with the way this one's going, we should be ready to go for the full game of that one. Aspero battling for it down low then with Greenway. On the right side, Charlie McAvoy gets it back then for the Bruins. Geeky fighting on the right side with Dahlin. Ostlund's there as well. Up top, Greenway fires it on and into the back of the net. Malenstein got the tip, and it's 5-0 Buffalo. Oop, not 6-0. The Sabres have tallied up, and they have a comfortable lead here now in game number 4. Beck Malenstein gets the goal. It's 5-0. Nice little tip in front there off the Greenway shot. And yeah, he gets a good little tip there. After being held scoreless and up to 4 shots in the second period, the Sabres have responded. It'll be Malenstein from Greenway and Kozak. Sabres will move it now through center. On the right side, Jason Zucker in the corner. Cross ice pass, then the Stanley a shot, and that one goes wide. McLeod in front, and Dahlin, a great chance there too, was denied. Stanley, right side then to McLeod. Michael McLeod to Stanley up top. Stanley to Alex Tuck. Tuck battling forward alongside Zadorov. McLeod to Tuck. Ryan McLeod will battle forward then with Castelli. Bruins trying to intercept. Sabres keep it in. In front, Zucker a shot. Denied there by Swayman. McLeod. Back over then for Castelli, who will take it the other way. Cross-ice pass then to Corrali. He can't grab that one down low. Shots now 28-16. This game is really lopsided. Thompson moves it through center then for Buffalo. On the right side, Krebs will dump it down low. Lindholm clears it around then behind the net to Harris. Jordan Harris battling forward alongside Krebs. Down low now behind the net, that is Thompson. Thompson pass in front. They score. And Alex Tuck adds on to the fun. It's 6-0 Sabres. Alex Tuck now with his second goal here in the last 2 games. Played absolutely phenomenal in Game 3. And the pounding and pounding keeps on continuing here. Or did that even go off a Tuck? Oh, no, he got that. He got that. Morgan Geekie will backhand it down low here into the Buffalo zone. Puck slides in on Lyon. He will make the save with 13:19 to go. It's Alex Tuck from Tage Thompson and Peyton Krebs. That line for Buffalo keeps on continuing to shine. This game's done. It's 6-0. They're playing in Boston. It is in Boston. So, multi-point games for Krebs, Tuck, Byram, and Doan. Phenomenal game here by the Sabres. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Yeah, really bad game for Boston. They came out really flat in the first period. They played better in the second, but they got to the end of it and it was just like or they got to the third and Buffalo took over again. And that's how it's been. Yeah, you're telling me, man, it is sad. Thank you, Squirrel Master. I appreciate it. 6-0 in your home is shameless, yeah. Or you mean shameful. But yes. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate it, brother. We're live all day today. Yeah, this series might be done. I mean, maybe they can win Game 5, but the Sabres have their fists wrapped around him, and Swayman's been pulled. Swayman is no longer in the game. They have put Younes Korpisalo in. Korpisalo is now in the game here for the Bruins. They have run Swayman out of town. And it really wasn't his fault either. It really wasn't. Pavel Zacha moves it through center. Drop back then for Geekie. Geekie battling forward alongside Thompson. Tuck will dump it all the way back down the other way. Korpisalo. And it's an icing. Jeremy Swayman. His night ends. Frustrating night for him. It was not his fault whatsoever that the Bruins are losing like this. And you can see Swayman is pissed. Said something to Sturm. No goalie wants to leave a game. Face off in the Buffalo zone is a tie up then. It's won back by the Sabres. Byram clears it all the way back down into the Boston zone. Yeah, that's been the story for Boston tonight. They've turned over the puck so much. And the Sabres have just capitalized on it. Samuelson in the corner, battling for it alongside Menon. Kuzdadinov up top to McAvoy. Shot on there, goes wide. Malenstein battling for it on the right side. Kuzdadinov will dump it down low. So Buffalo with 8 minutes to go here in this third period. They're going to take a 3-1 series lead. The fourth game is always the hardest one to win. But I really like Buffalo's odds heading back to Buffalo on Tuesday. McAvoy up top then. Shot from Lindholm is denied there by Lineup. That even got on. Back at center. Cleared back down low to the right side. Peak battling for it. It's at the Boston line. Lindholm. Drop back then by McLeod. Stanley. Battling for it now down low in the corner. Sabres will clear it back to center. Zadorov fighting now with Quinn. Here's McLeod with some room. McLeod comes in. Below the line, fires it on side of the net. Quinn gets it back for the Sabres. Krebs a shot. Denied there by Korpisalo. Middlestat fighting here with Stanley. Casey Middlestat now on the right side, back down low for Andrew Peak, who will hold it down low behind the net. Really not a good performance here from the Bruins. Just got to look and be really disappointed. Corrali battling for it in the corner. Puck slides in on line. He will make the save, and some tussling going on here in the Sabres end. 10:38 to go. Shots 29-18. Jeremy Swayman, his final numbers here tonight. He made 23 saves on 29 shots, allowed 6 goals, 793 save percentage. And again, it's really not his fault that Boston's in this position whatsoever. Not looking good for overtime game. Yeah, I'm just going to say on a hunch, I don't think there will be overtime today. Face off in the Buffalo zone. Well, back by the Bruins. Shot on there by McAvoy. Goes into the corner. Corrali on the right side, battling for it up top. Then Lindholm a shot, and that one's down low. Greenway will dump it to center. Here's Malenstein in front, and that one goes wide there again for Korpisalo. Sabres will regroup here now on their own end. And an icing at 10:06. Kind of just all about running down the clock here at this point. Running down that clock and getting to the end of this one here. We know the results are going to be the Sabres are going to win this hockey game. And they'll take a 3-1 series lead heading back to Buffalo for Game 5. Very optimistic. I like the Sabres odds in Game 5 in Buffalo. The Bruins did win a game in Buffalo. But to drop both at home in the fashion that they did is pretty shameful. So, what city am I in? Pennsylvania. Not really in a city. If I say it, it would kind of give it away. Reveal my location. Yeah, I agree with Squirrel Master. Just a very shameful performance by the Bruins. Face-off here now is won back then by Buffalo. They will dump it back down low into the Bruins' end. Peak. Right side then for Zadorov, who will dump it to center. Backhanded down low here now into the Buffalo end. Thompson battling for them with Zacha. Right side, Rasmus Dahlin. Bruins try to keep that one in. It's cleared back to center. Tuck. Into the zone. Back over to Thompson. Thompson battling for now on the right side. Intercepted there by Boston. Pastrnak, 2-on-2. Gets around the D. Pasta pass over. Is broken up. Geeky. Down low now behind the net. On the right side, Aspero battling for them with Tuck. Puck is cleared back to center. 9:10 left to go in the third period. This game's over. I mean, like, again, it's not even worth commentating at this point. But we will. Harris will dump it down low here into the Buffalo zone. Stanley. Right side to Timmins. Timmins over ahead then for Ostlund. Now Benson will dump it down low. Yeah, mac and cheese is fire. Here's Lindholm. He'll dump it down low here now into the Buffalo zone. Stanley around to the right side, then back for Timmins. Through center now, Stanley. Yeah, I'm in the Reading area. Nice. That's cool, Brian. Awesome. Stanley in the Buffalo zone. Stanley back over then for Byram. Byram cleared around the right side then Quinn. Now McAvoy. Trying to throw a pass in front. Kuznetsov now in the corner. Up top then. Here's Catholic, a shot. And that one goes wide. Lindholm fighting with Byram. McAvoy. At the point for the Bruins. Up top, shot by Lindholm. Goes wide there of Lyon. Yup, 7-goal comeback coming up. Kastelik, pass in front. Broken up then down low in the corner. Mark Kastelik up top then Lindholm. Lindholm looks, fires it. And that one goes wide there of Lyon. Sabres will dump it to center. Lindholm. Regroups now at his own end. Back over then for Jeannot. Jeannot, cross-ice pass is broken up. Tuck will dump it off the boards and back into the Bruins zone. Boston will try and get that one the other way. Jeannot flips it down low. Sabres on the right side then, getting it back is Jeannot through center. Intercepted then by Buffalo in their own end. Power through center. Back over then to Krebs. Krebs will drop it up top for Thompson. Gets around the D. Tage Thompson fires it on. And that one goes wide. Power. Up top then Greenway. A shot saved by Korpisalo. In the corner then battling forward is Jeannot. Alongside Thompson. Thompson will backhand it down low to the right side. Grab back then by Timmins, who will clear it furthermore into the zone. Corrali. In the corner will chip it back to center. Bruins have some room. Pastrnak. Into the zone. David Pastrnak. Trying to get around Timmins. Pasta. Dumps it back down low into the Buffalo zone furthermore. 6 minutes to go here in the third. And an icing here. 6:02 to go here in this one. It is a 6-0 lead for the Buffalo Sabres. Here with 6 minutes to go. Face-off now won by the Bruins. McAvoy down low in the corner. Battling forward then with Ostlund. Power. Back down low to Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin now here on the right side. Dumped all the way back into the Bruins zone. Getting there first is Benson. Benson. On the right side then with Reichel. Down low then now Ostlund. In the corner here trying to get that one back is Josh Doan. Doan. Up top for Buffalo. Now Power. Dahlin, a shot. Saved by Korpisalo. At least Korpisalo has played well. And a penalty coming up. Four on four. 4-on-4 coming up here now with about 5 minutes to go here in this third period. Thank you all for tuning in. I promise not all of the games are like this, but thank you all for tuning in. Promise not all the commentaries are like this. Sometimes they're close and fun, but Bruins fans crying is always entertaining. Thank you, Jake. Listening from Saskatchewan. Nice. Got a lot of Saskatchewan people here. I know Todd, I believe, is from Saskatchewan too. So 4-on-4 coming up here with 5:24 to go in the third period. Don't forget, after this commentary comes to a close, we will be live for Kings and Avs, Canadians and Lightning, followed by Ducks and Oilers as well. So we got 3 more games coming up here today. Puck drop for Kings and Avalanche is at 4:50. Thankfully, when this game is over, I'll have a little bit of time to move a little bit slower instead of rushing through everything here. Should have a little bit more time, unless, again, the last 5 minutes are just full of fights. But it seems like both sides are checked out right now. Rasmus Dahlin will move this one through center now for the Sabres. Drop back to Tuck. Alex Tuck will dump it back down low into the Boston zone. Right side then getting it back is McLeod, who will regroup in the Buffalo zone. Samuelson to Dahlin. Puck is chipped back down low here now into the Bruins zone. In the corner now with it is Fraser Minton. Fraser Minton up top, then Peak. Cross-ice pass, then McAvoy. Shot on save there by Lyon. Byram on the right side then for Tuck. Alex Tuck will circle it back around. Power brings it into the zone. Battling for it on the right side then with Kastelik. Thompson. Cross-ice pass then to Ostlund. Ostlund into the zone. Takes it around then behind the net. Backhanded up top for Thompson. Thompson to Ostlund. Thompson up top. Thompson fires it. Saved there by Korpisalo. And my clock's a little bit behind. Korpisalo, to his credits, made some solid saves tonight. We will step aside yet again. 6-0 Sabres here in the third period. All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, everyone, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. I used the bathroom super quick. At least in a game like this, not really letting my voice isn't really being over exaggerated or overused that much. So at least I kind of get a little semi break. Semi, kind of. Got Montana here. Got Toronto. Yeah, we got people from all around. Sometimes we got buddies from Finland who come in sometimes. Jays one, Cleveland are some sneaky bastards. Yep. Face off here in the Boston zone is a tie up. Still 4-on-4 for 22 more seconds. On the right side, Peak. Back over then for Zadorov. I'm looking forward to Oilers Ducks. I'm looking forward to that. Zadorov drops it back for Pastrnak. Pastrnak off the boards then for Zacha. Battling forward in the corner then with Samuelson. Cleared around to the right side. Up top then Zadorov. And the whistle blown dead at 3:17. Thailand, nice. Thailand, yeah, like thighs. And we got a little bit of a line brawl here. There hasn't been a lot of this tonight. There really hasn't been a lot of fights tonight or really any physical pushing and shoving or anything like that. There's been hits, but nothing really much of that besides that. And yeah, full-on line brawl going down here. Thank you all for tuning in. We have 80 likes here on this commentary. Thank you all so much for your support. Stream's up to 3,000 views. Gonna get some penalties here. Pasternak's done for the game, it appears. Krebs will be done for the game as well, I think. If they were smart, they would just eject everyone. The Avs game will not start for another 10 minutes. Puck drop for Colorado and Los Angeles is at 4:50 Eastern time. I will end this stream and start a new one. Ooh. Zadorov got into there with Dahlin. That could be something. And they're going to review that Zadorov play for a major penalty. Yeah, Zadorov just uppercut Dahlin in the back of the head. Also news today too, Ridley Gregg is getting a hearing too for the punch that he had on Carrier in Game 4 yesterday. So Gregg will be suspended. That suspension will start next season. We'll see how many games it is, but Ridley Gregg's going to miss some time next year. Referees are reviewing this play for a major penalty. And of course, like, you know, we'll see what the calls are, but this game's pretty much done. I'm probably going to go, I'll go till 4:45. I'll go for another 5 minutes or so of the game, then I'll wrap things up here. Because this game is pretty much done. Does it even matter? Not really. Bruins fans leaving? Probably. Nah, it doesn't really matter. But it is a penalty, so you definitely have to, you know. Go Sabres. Let's play for the shutout. All right, here are the calls. Five-minute major for Zadorov for cross-checking. So, yeah. All right, we'll be live for a couple more minutes of this game. And then we will end this one and start a new one and get ready for Kings and Avs. Major power play coming up here for Buffalo. This one's over. We'll do a little bit longer. Power play for Buffalo for the rest of the game. Rest of the game. 5-minute power play for Buffalo. Face-off one back then by the Sabres. Thompson. Back to Ostlund. Ostlund down low then for Greenway. Ostlund on the right side, then up top, Thompson. Thompson. Back up top, Dahlin. 3 minutes to go now in the third. Greenway. On the right side, Dahlin fires it, glove by Korpisalo. Yeah, the way I look at it, that's the Zadorov play. If Ridley Gregg got a hearing for the punch to the face on, or the punch to the back of the head on Carrier, 110% Zadorov's going to get suspended. All right, we're going to end this stream here, guys. I know there's a little bit less than 3 minutes to go. We're going to wrap up and get ready for Avalanche and Kings. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate another fun commentary here today from you guys. Thank you all for showing me your support. I greatly appreciate it. We're going to be live in about like a couple minutes or so. I'm just going to end this stream, start a new one, prep for Kings and Avalanche. But thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next stream. Oops, wrong one.